use. In today's video, I'm bringing you guys the best settings for the brand new Black Ops 6 Warzone. Now, I played early back in August at Call of Duty Next, so I'm bringing you guys the best settings for controller, audio, graphics, the best FPS, everything. Let's jump into it. If you guys enjoyed the video, like the video, go down below, sub to the channel. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to the Noti gang, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's jump on board with the one everyone wants to know of first. Is the controller settings. The controller settings I do use. I play on the tactical button layout. Basically, what that means is it flips your right stick press and your circle on your controller. I play on a PS5 controller. So what that means is I do lay down, I slide cancel, I go prone, I snake with the right stick, and I melee with circle. Here's a look at my controller. If you guys do want to check it out, I play with an aim controller. You can use my code at aimcontrollers.com to save money. But just to go over it real quick, I play with this. I do play with 3 paddles. I play with digital bumpers, digital triggers, and digital buttons. Those are what I do use on my controller to use this specific button layout. My sensitivity, I play 1313 with a 0.75 ADS sense multiplier. This is my personal preference. It's pretty quick. Those of you guys that want to slow it down, by all means, go ahead, slow it down. In my opinion, I think the best sense in the game will be somewhere around 8.8 in Black Ops 6 Warzone. Simplify controls, I play with off. Low motor strain, preset off. Bumper ping, I play with off. Swap L1, R1 with L2 and R2. You guys can play with this on. The reason why I don't is because I have digital bumpers and triggers. That means I have mouse clicks for my bumpers and triggers on my controller. If you play with a standard PS5 controller, you may want to consider turning this on. What it does is it basically changes so you have to go from pushing your trigger down this far to just hitting your bumper and pressing it that far. It's just going to be better all around, especially for reaction times and just getting your gun ADS or fired first. For the next section here, I do play with controller vibration off. You guys should turn it off as well. If you don't play with it off, it's going to mess your aim up. Jumping on board with the next section, which is always talked about, we're going to go down to our dead zones. Now, these are controller specific. What that means is you should set your dead zones to what works best for you, depending upon if your controller has stick drift or not. So for my particular controller, the only setting that should say standard is right here. The left stick max should always be on 60 and left trigger and right trigger should always be on 0. What's going to happen is here, when your left stick max is set to 60, what's going to happen is it's going to allow your left stick to engage tack sprint quicker. So if your left stick max is at 60 versus being at 100, you just have to break that threshold of 60 to engage tack sprint. It's basically as soon as you hit up on the left stick, you will start tack sprinting. So that needs to be at 60. If you have stick drift in your left stick, this left setting right here is what you will change. I don't have any stick drift, so I keep it at 0. You should want to get as close to 0 as possible. Same thing on the right stick. I have a little bit of stick drift on my right stick, so I play with this on 3. Again, it is personal preference for your specific controller if you do have stick drift. Right stick max, I leave this on 99. Going over to the aiming tab here at the top, I play with a 0.75 sense multiplier with standard look conversion. You go into the aiming advanced settings. These are very important. Please pay attention. I have instant ADS transition timing. Make sure you do change this because it does come set as gradual. Third person ADS correction is assist, and aim response curve is going to be on dynamic with a 1 aim response curve slope scale. A lot of people are pushing this brand new linear kick. Let's just stick to dynamic for now. Linear is good to a certain extent, but dynamic just feels better. On our custom sense presume, you can change your sensitivities. I don't. I'll leave this at 1. If you leave that off, it's just going to go and it's just going to use your ADS sense instead. So if you want to, I could go down here and I could change all these to 0.75, but for now, we're just going to leave that off. You don't need it on. We're going to play with aim assist on. Of course, you should always play with aim assist on, especially if you use a controller. If you don't, you're going to lose a lot of gunfights. It's in the game for a reason. Turn it on. Trust me, it's broken. Motion sensor behavior, we're going to have as off. Motion sensor advanced settings, we're not going to get into. For our movement settings, we're going to have tack sprint on. What this means is as soon as you hit up on the left stick, it's going to allow you to engage your tactical sprint, which is basically going to be how you run fast. If you expand this box, you're going to put your sprint delay on 0, your sprint assist sideways on, and your sprint assist backwards on. Basically, it's just going to allow you to tack sprint forward, left, right, sideways, and backwards. Mantle assist, I have off. Crouch assist, I have off as well. And corner slicing, I have on. So basically what this does is it's going to simulate inclining your weapon left or right when you're going around a corner. I play with this on. Slide die behavior, I do play with this on hybrid. Those of you guys that haven't moved to hybrid yet, you should definitely consider it. Basically what it does is it allows you to tap the slide, tap while holding sprint input to dive. So you're going to tap, if you're playing on default, you're going to tap B to slide. You're going to hold B to slide while holding your sprint input. It's going to take some time to get used to, but trust me, it is very good. It's really good for movement because for slide canceling, and it's very good for dive jumping. It's very good. Going down here, we got auto door peak on, automatic airborne mantle on, sprint restore on, slide maintain sprint. I have this on for right now. This may be an option that I do turn off. I feel like I'm dead sliding a lot, but for now, it's been okay. Parachute automatic behavior, free fall, mantle cancels reload. I have this on. Movement advanced setting, toggle off, single tap sprint, trigger, and sprinting door bash I have on. Basically what happens is if you sprint through the door, it's going to slam the door open instead of having press square or whatever to open the door up. Vehicle behaviors, I have this set to aim-based control, short delay, free look, and melee finishing move. For our combat settings for controller, these are all pretty standard here. The one I want to definitely point out is armor plate behavior, apply all. What this is going to do is whenever you hit triangle, it's going to allow you to put all your plates on instead of just one by one. So you definitely want to use this. C4 detonation, I'm going to put this on one by one. Don't know why it's changed. Equipment behavior, hold. Manual fire behavior, press. Combat advanced setting. One setting I do want you guys to pay attention to here is you see me change it. Prioritize interact needs to be turned on for Warzone. I play tap to reload on multiplayer because I'm not focusing on picking things up. When you're playing in Warzone, prioritize interact needs to be on so you can tap to reload and interact. You're going to tap to open doors, hold to reload when they're available simultaneously. So what that means is if you need to reload your SMG, but there's also a plate on the ground, you're going to tap to pick up the plate. You're going to hold to reload your SMG. Sprint cancels reload off. ADS stick swap off, and depleted ammo weapon switch on. Basically, when you run out of ammo, it's going to switch from your primary to your secondary, which does have ammo. All right, so for the bottom setting here, it's body shield finishing move behavior. You guys are going to know there's a new thing called a body shield. Basically, you just pick your opponent up and use them as a body shield, and you're going to do it kind of the same way that you do use an assassination. This is going to be personal preference. If you want a finishing move, everybody, and never want to use the body shield, you can go down here and you can put this on finishing move only, but please select the setting you want. For now, I'm going to leave mine on prioritize finishing move, but it's going to be personal preference. Overlay advanced settings, I have inventory control, I have directional buttons, ping wheel delay I have on short, double tap danger ping delay I have on short, and wheels behavior I have on hold. Jumping on board with our graphic settings, I do play on full screen. Those of you guys that are playing on something different, you should definitely consider playing full screen. It's just going to make your game run the best. Play on a 27-inch 1440p to a 360 hertz monitor, an OLED monitor with a 4090. I do play at 2K resolution, which is 1440p. My display gamma is going to be on 2.2. My brightness is going to be on 55. NVIDIA Reflex low latency is going to be off. Before we go any farther, the one thing I do want to say is I have a really good PC. The point of this video is to give you the best FPS while still having your game still look good because of the people that I stream to and for my videos. I'm getting really good FPS because of my settings. Settings come first. If you want SPS, if you want your game to look better, you're going to sacrifice frames and FPS for those settings. So eco mode preset, I had this set to custom and then off. VSync and VSync gameplay and menus, make sure this is all off. For custom frame rate limit, I had this set to unlimited. Those of you guys that your PC runs a little bit hot, you can definitely set this to custom, and you can cap, your menu frame rate, your out of focus frame rate, and your gameplay frame rate, so your PC doesn't overheat or so you don't take it and let it just go crazy. Reduce menu render resolution, I had this on optimal. Pause game rendering, I had this on off. Reduce quality when inactive, 10 minutes, focus mode 90. And then for HDR, I had this automatic. Jumping on over to the quality tab, I am playing on 100% render res. Dynamic ref is going to be off. For upscaling and sharpening, we're going to have this on Fidelity FX Cast on 90. NVIDIA DLSS frame generation off, VRAM scale target 50, variable rate shading off. I have texture res on high. This is going to be very taxing on your RAM, but I like this setting on in Warzone. Texture filter and isotropic, I have this on high as well. This is going to be taxing on your GPU, so these two settings could change a few of your FPS. If you guys aren't getting your best FPS, drop these down a little bit. Depth of field, I have this off. This is a big one, needs to be off. Detail quality, I have this on normal. Particle resolution, very low. Bullet impacts I have on. Persistent effects I have on. You could turn these two off and save some frames as well. Shader quality I have set to low. On-demand texture streaming is going to be optimized with 32. Local texture streaming is going to be low. All right, jumping aboard with our shadow and lighting. We're going to have our shadow quality on normal. This is going to be taxing on your GPU and your RAM. So if you're going to want to gain a few more frames, you could definitely drop this down to low or very low if you want. Screen space shadows, I had this on off. It's going to be taxing on your GPU, so as well as frames. Occlusion and screen space lighting, I had this as off. Screen space reflections, I had this on normal. Screen static reflection quality, I had this on low as well. For the environment, tessellation, I have off. Volumetric quality, I have on low. Deferred physics quality, off. Weather grid volumes, off. Water quality, off. For the next tab, for our view tab, we're going to, basically, we can leave this off because we're going to go ahead and go down and we're going to reduce all this motion crap by yourself. I play on 113 FOV. Why do I play on it? I feel like it's the best. I think anything other than 120 is very good. 120 looks the best, but I think 113, in my opinion, is personally the best. Big one here is going to be the ADS field of view. Make sure this is on affected. Weapon field of view, you want this on wide. When you put it on wide, it makes the weapon look smaller. Therefore, you can see more on your screen. Same thing with the vehicle field of view. Wide. World motion blur, off. Weapon motion blur, off. Big one here for easier recoil control. First person camera movement needs to be set to at least 50%. Third-person camera movement, at least 50%. Third-person ADS transition, third-person ADS. Inverted flashbang off. If you don't like the bright white light, you could turn this on. It's going to make it a dark black light. Jumping on board with our audio settings, a lot of you guys have been asking about this. Here they are. I do play with the Artist War tune. You guys can look his tune up here on YouTube if you want. You can have him set it up, do whatever. Those of you guys that don't want to get it, I'll show you another little tip on your desktop to get better audio. So master gain volume, I do play on 100. I play with dialogue volume on 60, effects volume on 100 as well. I play with the art tune, Windows default. I don't have this enhanced headphone mode yet. I might try it. If it's going to make the game audio better, I definitely will get it. But as of now, I don't have it. I do play on headphones. Mono audio should be set to off. Only other setting here that you need to change is reduce tinnitus sound. I want you to have this set to on. So those of you guys that are on PC, I mean, you don't want Artist War or you still wanted to use my audio settings, we have these settings, but there's also one more thing you're gonna have to do at the desktop. We're gonna go to the bottom right-hand corner in the sound settings. We're gonna open this sounds panel and we're gonna go here and you're gonna find whatever you use to hear the game through. So if you have Astros, you're gonna look for Astros. If you have a HyperX headset, you're gonna look for HyperX. If you have a SteelSeries headset, you're gonna look up SteelSeries. If you have headphones, you're gonna look up headphones. You're gonna go to those, you're going to right click on them, you're gonna hit properties. You're gonna go over to enhancements. You're gonna look for loudness equalization. You're gonna turn this on, but then again, you're gonna go to settings after and you're gonna drag it from here in the middle, all the way to short, okay, apply, okay, voila. That's it. So your next question is gonna be, Ryda, what does that even do? Basically, it's gonna make everything loud, equally loud. That way footsteps are just as loud as airstrikes, but it's gonna make everything very, very loud. I'm gonna warn you now, but it's the only way to get good audio in Warzone. Take it or leave it. That's it. Coming on board with our next setting, this is going to be the interface tab. We are going to play with visual support off, menu prompts automatic, gameplay tips we'll leave them on, tutorials we leave on. You can take these off if you want. This is all personal preference. The one thing I want to get down to here is the telemetry. I do play with the FPS counter on, the server latency on, packet loss on, and the GPU temperature on. I do that to see if I'm lagging and if my GPU is going to overheat. The one thing I do want to talk about here is I want to go over to the readability tab and I want to go down to color customization. This is a big one to get your game to pop and look very colorful and look very good. I play on a custom HUD color palette on filter 2 with this set to both on 100 intensity on the world color. In the interface, that means the menu is going to be intense and the game is going to be intense. Those are my color settings. Not only do I do that, I also, for those of you guys on console, that's all you can do. Those of you guys on PC, I have one step further to make your game look very, very good. We're going to go back to the desktop. We're going to right click on the home screen if you have an NVIDIA GPU. We're going to go to the control panel. We're going to go to adjust desktop color settings. You're going to click on your monitor, which is the one I'm using right here, the Dell. And I play on my digital vibrance on 100. Normally, it comes stock like this. This is what it normally looks like. Pretty dull, pretty gray. I play on this at 100. As you can see the difference in colors here. I play on 100. If you guys haven't changed it yet, I would advise you to go up to like 70, 75. Give it a shot. See what the colors are like. If you like it, bump it all the way up. If not, leave it right there. Let me know how much better your game looks. Jumping back into the interface in the color settings. Last thing I want to go over here is the gameplay HUD. I play on the standard gameplay HUD. For now, this is what I play on, but I'm going to eventually change this. I'm not sure what I'm going to change it to, but again, this is what I'm going to play on for now. You guys can change this all you want. I play on standard. The HUD balance I have set to my monitor. The big one I want you guys to understand is I play on square minimap shape. The reason why you should play on that is it lets you see 30% more of your minimap. That's a big one. Definitely needs change. One other big one here that's kind of newer with Black Ops 6 Warzone is the crosshair. I do play on a crosshair that's custom and I do have it set to blue. You guys should go in here and you should mess around and change your crosshair and put a dot on, put a blue crosshair on so you can see what's going on so it's easier to find your target instead of being lost. With that being said, those are the best Black Ops 6 Warzone settings. Hope you guys do enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, drop a like. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Got a super bad bitch, feel like Jonah Hill. Look at how she walk, and you know